offering my most humble salutations at the lotus feet of Swami, who is in all names and all forms, and he is Sachitananda Parabrahman, and he is the Advaitam, the oneness, and he is the truth, auspiciousness, and ultimate beauty of our lives. Sisters, brothers, and members of the Sai family of Columbus, I'm not new to you, as Brother Durjati said. I came many times and keep coming there. I will come again also. So then again, I think that's what in 2010 we all did that puja. I still remember in that wonderful center. Yes, actually, these are the confusions and why this. We'll come back that when in the question answers. I think we can clarify all that, why this happened, why should we be like this, all that. So again, see, these are all Swami's tests, and Swami keeps testing us, and and like when he is testing, and that's where if we are on the right side, we can taste him. Like then coming back. I have spoken so many times at your center. So let me, think about some of the people who really gave me this, whatever is that, what I call it. I can't call myself devotee, but that devotion is like we get it from usually from parents. First, we observe them actually their love towards God, and their the way of they do it, because that's the way the our main responsibility as parents also is to inculcate that devotion in our children, and rest is in God's hand actually. Once we take them to Swami, and it is their connection to Swami, and that's why Swami beautifully says we are pay rent, we are paying rent, they are God's children, and we pay rent and we keep paying. That is a different thing, our college fees or whatever it is. So pay rent, that's Swami beautifully is to break these words, and gives a lot of meaning when we look at it. And as we grow, as they grow, we realize this is just we are renting them actually more and more. So having said that, first is my parents, my dad, who was every Thursday used to do that Swami's Abhishekam, all that. And on Thursday evening, he never used to partake dinner, full dinner. What I mean is all the rice, all that. He'll have a snack actually. But by the time I would have finished my dinner, and I used to go for little of his snack also, because it was little more tastier. Dinner was not, usual. So snack is something special. So that was my devotion. So there I used to ask, why you don't take food on Thursdays? So he used to tell, like, one day we need to, do this upavas, all that. That's the first time he explained. My mother, highly devoted to, Swami. All we had, just like anyone, you would have seen in South India, houses were full of photographs of different gods. Actually, Swami also one among them. Why this many gods also? I, as a kid, we go through all that, why this many gods? And I always I used to ask my mom also, like, why Shiva has to drink this poison Vishnu was enjoying, like, because we see the difference, isn't it? Why somebody need to take poison, and why other one is to, like, quickly my mother corrected me. I still remember. She said, see, he was carrying that mountain. When the poison came, Vishnu was carrying the mountain. Actually, coming back to the story. But if he comes out and drink the poison, that mountain will drown, isn't it? So I got it really shocked, actually. Basically, somebody need to tell you, correct you at correct time, to show you the right way of thinking, or understanding. So, like, these kind of, I used to ask a lot of questions to her about the spirituality. And actually, when she said first time, like, Swami is Shirdi Baba, I really didn't know who is Shirdi Baba also, actually. And I was only happy that Shirdi Baba was very far off in somewhere in Maharashtra, and Satya Sai Baba came very close to my village. So I'm happy about he's thinking about our village distance, all that also. So that is, basics of, as parents, put the seed of devotion. Then of course, you are taken to Puttaparthi. Actually, when you go to Puttaparthi, that is a different world altogether. Like, you'll see different people of different religions. Like in village, I used to see only Muslims and Hindus. That's what our village is made up of those days. And usually Christians are never in villages. Actually, if you look at, they are somewhere in towns, because Britishers built these churches in towns only. They never came into the villages. So once I went to Parthi, that was a big, world itself for me. Like, in the sense, you saw that Sarvadharma symbol, Sarvadharma stupa, and those so many other religions also exist in the world. Like this, Parthi is a learning. Parthi learning is much like a higher level. Like, you learn a lot of spiritual truths also. Then one day, while you let me not go through, because you all know that I studied in Puttaparthi village school and all. So, like, let me, Dujiti, can you make me co-host? So, first one day my friend took me to this wonderful lady. Like, I'll show her. See, there was a lot of these old ladies. They used to do rangoli and all, and they used to make this path for Swami with flower petals, all that. They were all, so one day we were rest roaming in that beautiful mandir. My friend took me to this wonderful lady called Peddavottu. You all must have read about her, and some of you might have seen her also. Gali Sarada Devi Garu. Worth reading her experiences and her book, actually, Saina Gamyam Na Jeevam, something like that, in Telugu. So she was sitting under the, in the South Prashant, near South Prashanti. Like, my friend took me there. He said, hey, she has seen Shirdi Baba. Let us touch her feet. So he is much more devoted, means he knew prior this information prior to me. So he took me. We went and we just casually we went to, because she was just sitting alone, and we both like big, like jnanis or whatever it is. We said, Ava, we want to touch your feet. But she looked at us and said, hey, like, she was, correcting us. She was telling, why you want to touch my feet? Touch Swami's feet. And imagine, this is the lady who served, means she has seen Shirdi Baba as a small child, actually, in Shirdi. And Shirdi Baba tells that you will see me also in the next avatar. So when she was going through all that, she goes through a lot of troubles in life. Again, devotees goes through, but the only difference is normal people versus devotees are, when we are going through trouble, we won't know, because we have Bhagavan behind us. See, that's what is devotion is all about. మంచి చెడ్డలు రెండు మనసులో సమముగా భావించుచుండుటే భక్తి నాకు, he says. So when something comes up, if we know that he is with us, that won't even a problem. It won't even remain as a problem, actually. So she comes to Uravkonda. That is the time she meets Swami, as a small boy. Somebody says he's telling that he is Shirdi Baba, incarnation. So she gets, because she has seen already Shirdi Baba. That's the time she goes and meets Swami and realizes that it is the same Baba. Coming back to where we were, she said, you go and touch Swami's feet, not my feet. Can you imagine? She's such a humility, that such a great lady. Like, she, and she's telling us who is important. Today, what happens is, when you get little close to Swami, some people can go into the different kind of, egoistic thinking or whatever it is, because end of the day we need to pray only to Swami. This is what these devotees have taught us. And we used to almost regularly, we used to go and touch her, whenever, and she realized these guys won't leave, if you say no also, they'll touch, like my feet like that. So we used to take her namaskar without knowing how. I mean, I didn't even read all these things what I told you until I came to some, I think, high school. I didn't even read about that book. By the time, I think 86 or 85, she merged into Swami. What we need, that unwavering, and Swami is ultimate. That kind of faith these old generation devotees had actually. Why? Because they knew Swami is ultimate and Swami is the only thing we need to be in tune with. Because even though on the process, see, like, maybe in the center, when you are coming for Swami, all of us came for Swami, no doubt about it. When we come there, what happens is there other relations develop, like in the sense friendships, you know, like partnerships, all ships. Actually, again, you have to remember all the ships, ships can anytime drown, isn't it, in the ocean of this Maya. So these people won't take those things very seriously. For them, for what they came is very important. Like as Swami is beautifully used to say, there is something like Adhara and Adheya. He used to say, this is a beautiful discourse in 83, where he says is something permanent, something impermanent, which feeds on this permanent. So all our, human bodies or all these things are adeyas, which, feed on the adhara of God. That's what he explains. So what happens is, in the process of getting in tune with this adhara, which is Swami, we get diverted to this adheyas of, relationships, friendships, social, relations, which happen in the center, because center comes as a spiritual entity, but these things also will develop. Actually, you all might have seen this, some people get really lost in that also. They come to center because somebody else has come. They won't come to center if somebody has not come. Something also, these things I have seen as I have gone to centers too. So that is one lesson I learned from this wonderful lady called Pedavattu, a wonderful devotee of Swami. Then comes my grandmother. Actually, I remember even when, this again, as Brother Durjati said, I am the national president. Please take me as one among you, because these things will keep coming and going. Actually, these should not really, this is a service of Swami, nothing else. So I also, why I was telling about that is, when they selected me into this, and it is so happened that our own registrar, who used to be registrar, now chancellor of the university, Chakravarti sir, and when he said my name, I was so, I felt so blessed, because I've seen Sri Chakravarti sir as a child, and also his wife, Srimati Sudha Chakravarti Garu. Wonderful personality. She just, recently she merged into Swami. Again, very, very loving lady. Why I remembered my grandmother is, again, while I was studying in Parthi after 12th grade, in India, there is a big, uh, like, confusion, because, you have to, after 12th grade, you feel like, I also felt that I should become an engineer, actually, because I wrote the engineering exam, and, I thoroughly flunked, because, I lost, I didn't get it, actually. Then the only thing was left is I applied to Puttaparthi. My seat also was confirmed, but that is the time I was visiting my cousins. Again, my cousins are also local only at the time. My village is from nearby. In my cousin's house, my cousins were making fun of me. Said, "Hey, you didn't get engineering," because in India, that is those days. Even now, it may be much more crazier. They say that if you are good in math, you pass engineering exam, you become an engineer. If you're good in biology, you pass, then you become a doctor. If you're bad in both and you fail, you become a patient. So those who are really bad, they go to BSc, Bachelor of Sciences kind of thing. So that's where I was going to Puttaparthi back. That is the time my cousins were, right, they were making fun of me. They said, you go to Puttaparthi and you become a sannyasi. Sannyasi in Telugu also means useless. So I was little bit, it is a ragging, isn't it? That is the time this lady, her name is Jayamma, Vempalli Jayamma. She's a grandmother. She studied with Swami in Bukkapatnam. I'll come to that. So she comes to my rescue and says, actually, let me go to the verbatim Telugu, then I'll translate. She said, "Ee gaadulaki em telusura Swami viluva," saying that these donkeys, what they know, Swami's value. Aina Paramatmudu. Can you imagine? She says, is God incarnate. A classmate telling that Swami is God incarnate. It doesn't happen to everybody. Today, those who are acting as Swami or whoever thinks that they are Swami, if they get this certificate from their own classmates, I agree with them, because it is impossible. The classmates will know who you are. If classmates also telling you are God, that means he is has to be God. She said, "Ayana Paramatmudura, he is giving you Niku seat, means Swami is giving you a seat to study in the college. Your life will change. Believe it or not, even now I am feeling little, emotional. Her word is so powerful. Even after when Chakravarti sir announced on August 1st about this national, president thing, I also felt, these people, they're so, because their devotion to Swami is so unwavering. They themselves unknowingly said, or knowingly she said, I don't know. It changed actually. Puttaparthi changed my life for whatever I am, whatever I will be, because of Puttaparthi and Bhagavan Sri Satsai Baba. Why? Then, not that I didn't know her before. See, she's coming to my rescue made her, my favorite. So I used to interact with her quite a bit. And I used to ask, how was Swami in school? This is a school, Bukkapatnam school. Again, Swami built that school actually, because after, he's a perfect alumni also. He helped all the institutions he studied. So now it is much better, building has come, constructed by Central Trust only. So she used to tell, Swami used to, even in the class, he used to materialize Kalakanda. Kalakanda is what you call, it's a sugar candy, and also flowers he used to materialize and show. See, that used to lead to some kind of a commotion. People wants to see what he is doing and all. And Swami also used to take her notes, can you imagine, to write down. That's amazing. She remembers all that. And also she remembers Swami inviting her to 1950 when Swami opened the, Mandiram. From the Path Mandiram, he moved to this, wherever Sai Kulwanthal is there, that Prashanti Nilayam. So she was an invitee. We didn't know. As more and more we discussed with her, and she was telling all those beautiful interactions with Swami. Like, what makes her to think Paramatmudu? Because see, that's all, as a friend, you would have called all that. She got married from Bukkapatnam and went to Vempalli, that is in Kadapa district. That's where the grandfather, she got married and went there. After some time, something happened, the grandfather died. So when she was really down, and she didn't have children. So there comes a letter from none other than Bhagavan Sai Baba, saying to her, it's beautiful letter she had with her. And also, should tell, I should tell you what her luggage is. Every time when she visited the families, she had a bag in which she always carried Swami's padukas, on which Swami stood, when she offered, she padukas. And there is a huge book called Gita Makarandam. And those who have known Telugu, like, it's a huge book on Bhagavad Gita. And we used to make actually all the, like children like us, and also all my cousins also used to make fun, actually saying that, Ava, that is such a huge book. It's like a brick actually. If that book falls on our leg, we'll get hurt or something like that. So she's just that, and some saris, and these things are, little bag she had. Then comes to, I was in the hostel. Then she used to come regularly. Swami writes this beautiful letter saying that, Jayamma, don't worry, Jagat is coming and going, I like, this has happened to you. Don't, you should take it in a, don't take and get depressed in a, and come to Puttaparthi, stay with, all these people. Swami writes some of the names of the people, whom Kamalamma, all these people will be there. So you should divert yourself, get into Daiva Chintana. This is beautifully a friend, even you take him as a classmate at the time of, that kind of a calamity, coming very, very close to her and, writing what is needed actually for, that time, and giving her some kind, giving her confidence to lead the life and divert into the Daiva Chintana, saying that get into thinking of God and do like. Finally, she came to Parthi and she used to visit Parthi. So when I was studying once, Swami gave saris to everybody, like, before birthday, I think so it was. So, you know how Swami used to throw this nalli silk saris before his birthday, so that's he enjoys while giving and forgiving is, that is Bhagwan. So he used to, he gave, and we are also, we went inside and got the saris and kept outside, Swami ladies side, we won't go that side, we'll just keep at that slope used to be there. Then Swami distributed, and soon after the bhajan, that distribution was over, then bhajan after that, I was going to hostel. I saw in that bus stand, this lady just got down from the bus. So immediately, I went and talked to her actually. I told her, why did you come so late? Actually, first thing I said. She said, what? Uh, uh, I told her, Swami gave saris to everybody. You missed it. Like, she didn't even take. She didn't even care actually. See, it's something like, we know boys studied in Swami's college. If we have missed something, we would have cried almost a week or even month. Even now, we will cry also maybe. So, but she's not like that. She, it's okay. No, she was looking, okay like that. Then I told her, Mundu, why didn't you come yesterday? Like that, I was bugging her. Like, I was telling her, why didn't you make it earlier so that you could have got it? Then she said, ఆయన ఇయ్యాలంటే ఇంటికి వచ్చేసాడు రా. She said, this is the chaste Rayalaseema way of telling. This is she told, Swami is God, and if he wants to give, he will come to your home and give. I felt, she didn't get it. So it is some kind of a Vedanta she is getting into, because it's very easy. We talk Vedanta when we lose also, kind of, isn't it? I also thought she's like that because she didn't get it. So she's taking in that way and that way. She clearly said, if he wants to give, he'll come to your home and give. That kind of a Lord he is, because she has all that experiences, which I didn't know the depth of it. Then, I also went back to hostels and she settled down, and, I just went back. A day passed. Then next day, I got, somewhere, I was sitting in the, there is to the mandir. If I have to explain to all of you, those days is there were 3 steps. The first step is near where Swami comes. That is called VIP step, those VIPs used to sit there. And then the second step, that portico, where students, if you go early, you get it. Then there was a third step, little go down. That is the where, like, if you can get early, you can sit front. And as this is a dynamics, let me not explain. So then it comes to the SADs. I was sitting on the second step, little back. Swami's darshan over. Swami's interview was over. After the interview, Swami, comes with one sari, some kind of a sari. Then we're all looking. Swami comes and stands near the slope. When he stands near the slope, Swami calls somebody. I also didn't know who is. Suddenly, I saw this lady, my grandmother, getting up and walking to him. Oh, I thought, oh, wonderful. She comes near the slope, and Swami hands that sari, and she takes it and falls on his feet, takes namaskar, and goes back. It didn't hit me yet. See, then I, when Swami returned and going into the room, I realized actually what she said. See, why Swami responded that way is her devotion. Is that, it is what I feel is some kind of a, what I don't know. I don't know whether I can use that word called bindas kind of attitude, saying that, if he wants to give, let him give. If he wants, he will give. You know, how many of us have that kind of, belief? That's is possible only for, these kind of people who have seen him, understood him, what is Bhagavan, and also like they are like unwavering faith. See, they didn't go to Swami for getting something, or even he didn't give also, it didn't matter to them. That kind of devotees, actually, like that incident made me to think that these people are different league devotees, like in the sense, I used to see people crying for Swami's interview, or some, he didn't give me all this kind of thing. But here are the devotees, and then if you want to give, if he wants to give, he'll come to your home and give, kind of. So that put, you know how we need to look at Swami, and how we need to take anything, you know what he gives. You just, without even if he doesn't give, we need to love him, isn't it? That is the way I think they followed it, and Swami responded in the same way. As he says, reaction, reflection, and resound, that's what is all about the devotion. As it's a mirror, Swami says, as you feel, I feel the similar way. The That is one I just wanted to share about these people. And teachers, actually we had wonderful teachers, and those days, like this is Nityananda Minnan, who was our first warden. And Swami came to the ground. He used to come and see all the games, all that. And also, like, you can see Al Drucker here also. Those days he used to visit where all the Isra my school, behind Isra my school, this was. So teachers, see, what I want to tell is here is, those days we are crazy about this game, cricket, which is, Britishers invented and forgot in the colonies they ruled, and these colonies play better cricket than them. So one such evening, we heard that there is a two famous cricketers of Indian origin, and also one West Indian cricketer came to see Bhagwan. We were so excited. So we took these autograph books, actually, and going into the mandir, and going where, because we really want to catch hold of them and get the autograph. It it's very difficult, isn't it? They would have come and seen Swami, and we are really searching how to find them, and get the autograph. That is the time one of the teacher called Satyanarayan Rao, he's still there in Parthi, he's from my high school. He caught us. Wrongly, if you are moving in Mandir, people can catch you. Like, especially teachers. When we used to see teachers, we used to go avoid the other route like that, and we used to go as a children. He caught us and said, "Hey, why are you all here?" We said, "Sir, like uh, we we want these autographs from these cricketers." And he really shouted at us, saying that they come to see Swami. Okay, they they are coming for Swami. You are going behind them. Actually, see how early this important lesson, he is put into our head, actually. Like, basically saying that if at all you want an autograph in life, is Bhagavan Sai Baba, that with love, Baba, Swami used to say. That is the only thing we should aim at. Not, little masters, all those, this kind of people. Again, all those are all little masters. The real master is Bhagavan Sri Sat Sai Baba. So these are the wonderful teachers who guided us what is important, what is not important. Okay, see, unknowingly, see, Swami will send you correct people, to guide you at the right time. Actually, coming back to that, I'll tell you, soon after I got into my PhD. See, so I asked Swami, like, I want to do PhD. Each time Swami used to make, Swami used to say, Patnilo, husband Banjavo, daughter Ayegi, PhD, he told me once. And second time when I asked, I wrote down this. These are very important. Swami said, what? See, he acted as if he didn't hear. Then I told Swami PhD. Then Swami said, permanent head damage. That's what he told actually. So those who have done PhD, please don't feel, because even I have done too. So then again, when I asked Swami, see, three times, three different things he told me actually. Then he said, patient, humble devotee. That's what his PhD stands for, PhD. So this is beautifully, only Swami can come up with these beautiful things. So long story short, I joined for PhD. I did something which became a patent. Patent is basically, a research with some commercial value. Wherever money comes, I'm telling you, brothers and sisters, it will lead to a lot of trouble. Actually, whether it is science or anything, it is like that. So when the patent came, there was somebody broke away from where I was working, and they wanted to start a new company. Obviously, I was one among the inventor. So that patent really made me patient actually, because it's so much of headache it gave me. So these people started a new company, and they called me to a wonderful, big hotel in Bangalore called Oberoi. So they offered me. Okay, they said they almost offered 5 times of salary I was getting. I was getting little salary while doing PhD. They offered me 5 times. It was too much money. Again, I saw you were all chanting. See, I logged in at 3 o'clock itself. Then Vedam was going on, and it's wonderful to hear that. So, say in Hiren, we sing also. Dhanam Agnir, Dhanam Vayu, Dhanam, so you, like that it comes, because Dhanam Agni, it can even burn you. So that kind of thing. See, the very as soon as they offered me, I know it is wrong, because having said to Swami, I'm a good boy long ago, and also that I felt it is wrong, because what they are offering is also wrong. Even I am going and meeting them is also wrong. You see, sometimes we do wrong things, but Swami will again will protect you. Then luckily what I told is, when they offered, I didn't take it. I said, I need some time. I will surely let you know. I will. So in meantime, my wonderful, thinking was, let me write a letter to Swami. Swami was in Vrindavan. So basically, in that letter, I wrote, Swami, me Asirvadamu Valle, basically saying that with your blessings only I got this offer. See that beautiful way of expressing our bad, you know, thought and bad action to God, saying that this I got it because of your blessing only. So I was very sure, brothers and sisters, if Swami takes that letter, I will take the job. And if I would have taken that job, I don't think I would have appeared on the screen today also. I'll come back to that. So I went to Whitefield in my vehicle, and parked it and went inside the Sai Ramesh Hall. Early morning, as a student, we have that wonderful opportunity, go and sit in at least old students, where we can see Swami close. So there's a high chance of myself giving this letter. I'm pretty sure I will give this letter and take that job, because if Swami takes the letter, blame it on Swami and move on, kind of. But you think you are clever, and the Swami is the ultimate actually. So as I entered the Sai Rameshal, there was a wonderful person called, even still there, he's 92-year-old now, P.R. Krishnaswamy. Like he's a head of Malya Apollo Hospital, and he knew what was going on in our research, and he's from Indian Institute of Science only. He met me early morning, can you imagine? Say, hey, Balu, nice to see you here. Even auntie has come. Don't forget to meet us after the darshan, because I know him very well. Then conversation didn't stop there. He said, did those jokers offered you job? Can you imagine? In Sai Ramesh Hall, he was asking, did those jokers, meaning the people who broke away from my company, offered the job? I said, yes. Then he told me, don't take it. Can you imagine? This is happening before even I'm trying to give the letter to Swami. Don't take it. You have a bright future. You should do wonderful research. Don't get and fall prey for this kind of things and like that. Can you imagine with that kind of message already? See, Swami sends right people at right time. Actually. Then I sat with the letter in my pocket, and I was sweating in the morning. Like Brindavan is little cool, but you sweat because the way what you are going through, isn't it? So then and there I decided I can't give letter, because see, that's what, whether Krishna Swami says or Swami says, it is same. Swami gives these things, but we don't catch it. We will think only Swami has to say, Swami has to come into my dream only and say these kind of things. But again, don't believe some Swami coming to tell you, coming into others' dreams. Please, that's also another issue we'll start upon later. So I sat, Swami came, I didn't have guts to give the letter. Swami just walked in front of me. I just did the namaskaram and touched him, and got up after the darshan, went outside and tore this letter and threw it off. I met Professor Krishna Swami and his wife, wonderful lady. She is also, because she used to take care of the Spastic Society of India in Bangalore, like a wonderful service oriented. See, Swami kept these people always around me. That's what I'm very, very happy about it. Then, immediately I went. Those days we need to make a phone call from those telephone booths. I called this man who offered me. I thought I should close that. I said, sorry, sir, I decided to continue my research and I want to go for postdoctoral fellowship. I'm not interested in your offer. And he made fun of me, saying that you're such a, you're losing, you're throwing it away. He tried to tell what I'm losing. Yeah, I decided and told him, I put the phone. Then comes another thought saying that, okay, Swami, see, I followed, I am good now. At least show me that what I did is right. Some kind of, indication, some kind of way. If you show me that what I did is today by giving me something. Can you imagine? This is what happens, when we feel we have done something good, we want God to, give us some like indication, isn't it? This is all happens. Then I just left it, and but again, once the thought comes, it goes to Bhagavan. Few months passed, 1.5 to 2 months at least. So suddenly my immediate boss, who is, he called me and he said he never used to believe Swami. He was a very, atheistic kind of, like, but good personality. Like he called me to his room and said, hey Balu, on I need your help on this Thursday. I said, sir, please let me know. I said, see, my uncle is coming from Vizag. He is attending a marriage, which is done by your Satya Sai Baba. This is the way he used to talk. What I want you is, you come early morning, put your vehicle in my house, take my uncle in car to Brindavan, and bring him back after the marriage. So your leave is given. Can you imagine? He's my boss, so no leave is no other authority for me to get the leave separately. So he said, I said, wonderful. So then, I went there. I put my vehicle and then my two-wheeler and took this man, this uncle of my boss, to Brindavan. We went there. Just darshan got over. Soon after darshan, I took this man to one Mr. Apparao. He was a DIG of police of Hyderabad or somewhere. So he is his close friend for that marriage. This Apparao's son was getting married. So that is performed by Swami. So this like this uncle of my boss has come for that. So I took him there and I introduced, sir. This is I don't know. As soon as I took him there and I asked volunteer who is the head of the head of this marriage, the family head. Then we met them. Then as soon as they both met, they said, hey, they both hugged and hey, very nice to see you, like that. Then this man told that uncle of my boss told that DIG of police saying that that this is Balu and he is a Swami student. He brought me here. Then hey, one very nice of you, he said. Then that is the time I told him, sir, I will wait somewhere outside. Soon after the marriage, I'll come and take him back to my back to my boss home. Then that is the time this head of the family of that marriage says, why you want to go outside? Join us for the marriage. Can you imagine? I am the last invitee for that marriage, actually, because I also felt odd because is that right? Because I'm nowhere related to them or anything like that. This man is inviting me. So, but as the things happened so quickly, we all went along with this uncle. We went and sat in the Kalyana Mandapam in Vrindavan. As soon as we sat, a volunteer came. Volunteer came and said, Swami is calling all the marriage party to the Trai Brindavan. Then I was in some kind of a a dilemma whether should I go or not go. If I don't go, then the volunteer will say, why you are sitting? You're not in the marriage. Why did you join like that? So I thought I'll go with the marriage party to the, Brindavan and Trai Brindavan and sit with them. So I thought in my mind, let me sit very close to the door. If Swami says, hey, why are you here? Then I can just go without not many seeing. Let's say if you sit really inside and if Swami says go, then everybody will know why this fellow has come into the marriage party, something like that. You see, you're all because only the marriage head knows me, not anybody in the other people, isn't it? So this are all it's a confusion thing. Then I went and sat there. I sat very close to the door. One side I am sitting. To my fortunate, fortune or for good luck, the head of the family, that man, the he's the father of the bridegroom. He sat opposite to me because that's the way you could say. Swami comes. Beautiful. He says, ఇంట్లో ఎట్లా ఉంది ఏమి సమాచారం how is the all the marriage thing arrangements like that. He Swami came and talking to this man. As Swami while coming it while coming, Swami saw me also. So I was well settled now. As Swami came and stood in front of this man and started talking to him, slowly I put my hands on Swami's feet and started massaging Swami's feet. Can you imagine? It's like in the entire marriage party also I have that opportunity, that because that man is talking to Swami and I'm doing this one. Soon after that, Swami sent all this marriage party along with me to the Kalyana Mandapam and Swami came. When Swami came again, I sat very close to Swami and Swami did the marriage, he materialized the Mangal Sutram and for that marriage, all that. Then that was over. Then, sumptuous lunch. Can you imagine, like, then I'm taking this, uh, uncle to the car. While going, I saw the trash can where I threw that letter. Can you imagine? Where I tore that letter and threw it actually. That is the time I realized actually. See, that's unknowingly, I wanted that indication. See, this is the indication saying that hey, you've done a good thing. So he takes me, see, into a marriage unrelated to me. into a Trai Brindavan, where wonderful, all Brother Ammar and all can remember. Wonderful place where we have spent with Swami. See, this is Swami. Unknowingly, he will bless you. Really, if you have that, the you know, uh, unwavering, like, please guide me. He'll surely guide us. Actually, with that, see, these are the things. Like, see, really, we Swami is the one who will guide us. Swami is the one guiding all of you to take up this decision of joining Global Council, and he's going to guide us for sure. The minute we believe, and he will act through us, he will guide us, and he will show the